love me, yeah. The streets ain't never loved me, yeah.
Streets ain't never loved me since my brother died. My mother cried, tears in my eyes bleed red. Ain't no love inside. Streets left me dolly, my phone they left it holy. Dawn was in that passenger side when they tried to phone me.
Yeah, you know the streets ain't never love us.
Yeah. Diddy. I've been shot, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
I've been stabbed, I've been left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved me.
I've been locked, I got charged for some shit I didn't do, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
Caught a case, went upstate, fuck the Jakes, nigga. Yeah, you know these streets ain't never loved me.
Laying up in a hospital bed in ICU. Hit that button like every 3 hours to get those blues, yeah. Laying in the test of pain, I know shit won't be the same. Sipping my stomach, shit don't stop a thing, I'm still a man, yeah. But who gon' be there when you doing time? Can't get no money, so they dropping down, these niggas bitter. And I hope they get the picture, I'm only getting bigger. The top cat out my litter, yeah. Tell you they love you, but they hate you on the low. They hold you back, how they expect for you to grow. I got locked up, ain't said me nothing, but I'm your nigga. My body numb, I got no feelings for you niggas. I'm from what niggas will shoot you right here in these hallways. If you got trust in that loyalty goes a long way. These size 11s, these pussies can't walk a mile in. They hit my cousin with life and he's still smiling. I've been shot, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
I've been stabbed, I've been left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved me.
I've been locked, I got charged for some shit I didn't do, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
Caught a case, went upstate, fuck the Jakes, nigga. Yeah, you know these streets ain't never loved me. Streets ain't never loved me since my brother died. My mother cried, tears in my eyes bleed red. Ain't no love inside. Streets left me dolly, my foreign they left it holy. Dawn was in that passenger seat when they tried to fold me. Remind me of my gun, that was real shit, this real spit. Rocks I was selling was smacking them, call it Will Smith. I ain't never told and never folded under pressure. Get him Neek was in that ambulance with me, he was on that stretcher. Niggas tried to take my life, I couldn't tell you who. Many men might not make it, I'm here to tell the truth. Me and Jop, that's my brother, you know we moving tight. Brown boys fuck with the family and I'ma get them that. This my testimony, solid, all the rest is phony. Merrick niggas come at the fam and send your best opponent. I was stabbed, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. I know the streets ain't never loved me. He was shot, he was left with a zipper on his stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved us. Gang, Merrick shit, it's how we music, nigga. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?
Yo, shout it out, man. If y'all was outside when this phrase was a phrase, you'd understand what I'm saying right there. Funky Fresh Friday. Funky Fresh. I know our kids be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Funky Fresh Friday. Number one, shout out to my job because every other Thursday during the summertime, we be off. At least that's what they telling us, and I'm not upset with them in 1 minute. But for all of y'all that got to be to work today, all of y'all that's at work today, you know I love y'all all, but I don't care. That's the first joke of the day. If your ass at work right now, in the words of Artist Morrison, I'm using his frame today. You know why? Because it's Friday, and I don't got to be back to work till Monday. You know what I'm saying? So I know y'all probably be like, Dice is hating this morning. Fuck it. Fuck it. Every now and then you got the right to be a little petty. You can be a little, you can have a little cool hate. Can't be no hurting, hateful, malicious hate. Like, you know, ladies, when you see your homegirl and she got a dress on and you be like, bitch, I can't stand it. That motherfucker look like that on you. Because my body ain't like that. You know, when you see one of your mans and be like, you motherfucker, you know I wanted them motherfucking shoes right there, but I wear a big foot and they ain't got them in my size. I'm hating because they only make certain sneakers to size 12. I wear 15. I be hating on that too. I hate, it does some shit. I'm petty like a mother. I be hating because I wear size 15 and some of the shit I be wanting to buy stop at 12 and 13. So I be hating on that too. But how y'all doing today because it's Friday? How y'all doing today because it's Friday? If y'all can hear me crystal clear, y'all know the routine. Anybody but a dead body. Let me know that y'all hear me in the chat with them dice cubes. Share this motherfucking live. Grown folks conversation. Uh-oh. We got the top croc Wax AP in the building. I see him in the building. It's Friday, man. It's Friday, man. Omni I-95, I see you in the building. He said, Dice, a jive turkey this morning. Shout out to the Dread L Comber. That's the fact. Angie Baby said it's crystal clear. Dog Soldier says crystal clear. Appreciate y'all. So let me get to the top right quick. Hold on. Let me make sure. Angie Baby is the first one in the building. And all you content creators, they be trying to hate my slogan and take my slogan. When Angie come in your chat, if I hear you do that shit, I'm coming in there, I'm bombing the chat. I'm going to say things like, you look like potato salad. If I hear y'all trying to do my shit, I'm talking to you, OG Bobby Johnson. I'm shooting OG Bobby Johnson. If I see that you screaming out, Angie, baby, I'm going to come in your chat and say, you look like potato salad. Any content creator, I'm going to come in, fuck that. Dog Soldier's in the building. Favorite YouTube content creator, Sheep Stay Sleep, is in the building. Ghost Town Bullies is in the building. Appreciate you for pulling up. Big Tanja, I see you in the morning. What up, sis? Trying to get a little good vibe for Friday morning. You know what I'm saying? Omni 95. Appreciate you for pulling up in the building. We got the big country nigga. Wax AP is in the building. He said, thank God it's Friday. I'm here. Good, beautiful morning, people. That's a fact. We got the Hispanic LL Cool J. I gave him that name. We got the Hispanic LL Cool J Liddy in the building. That's a fact. It's always going to be long live the dread. You know what I'm saying? For real. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm high as a motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I gotta lower my seat. See that? I had to lower my seat. My phone. I'm bugging the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me. You know, I'll be bugging the fuck out. Pardon me, y'all. I don't know. It seems like my t-shirt be fitting. Y'all do that shit too? Like, look like my shit crazy. My shit's. I don't like it. That shit from I don't know. That's the Brooklyn in me. I don't be liking to see. You know. I'm bugging the fuck out. You know, I'm bugging. Bugging the fuck out. No. Vintage New York shit. Blood clot, vintage New York shit. You know, see me, lady? You know, see me? You know, see me? Vintage blood clot clothing wear now. My body them flexible to blood clot. Like the dread that said, my blood clot body flexible. You people crazy? It's Friday and I'm home and I'm going fishing tomorrow. And I'm going fishing tomorrow. Shout out to everybody in the building. I got a good one set up for y'all. We got some things to talk about. Yo, dog. Yo, y'all already know. I got that. Oh, wait. Yo, let me tell you something. Angie, baby, that's why I'm laughing like a mother. Yo, let me tell you something. Y'all ever smoke that shit and you just be like, happy? Like, y'all ever smoked a spliff and somebody could be just the most disrespectful person to have the crazy energy. You could be at a movie theater, you could be at a store, you could be shopping, but you buzzing so motherfucking good, you'd be like, you just happy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no, and see, God got a spirit on me. You dig what I'm saying? Just Eric. Messiah. He said, blessed, blessed, blessed. Salute to the God, salute to the Guardians. Hope everyone is well on this beautiful Friday. Cold-blooded facts. Cold-blooded facts. Got a good one for y'all today. I've been trying to coordinate. Yo, I don't even think people, you know what, here's some funny shit. Y'all was here when I was saying this shit. I kept saying I'm about to get sexy for the summer. I'm talking my shit. Haters. If you're hating right now, I'm calling you a hater. I'm about to get sexy for the summer. Yeah. I'm going to get on a I'm too sexy for my shirt tour. See, y'all got them YouTube tours going on. I got a tour I'm setting too. I'm too sexy for my shirt tour. He said, I'm celebrating life this weekend. Catch all the fish this weekend. I'm going to, yo, you know what? Let me tell you something. Just going to fuck with my uncles and my cousins and them. If I or they don't catch a fish, I know I'm going to be laughing tomorrow. Because my uncle, he tried to hit the joint when he around us. You know what I'm saying? Boy, let me hit that thing. I swear to God. Let me hit that thing. Uncle D said, let me hit that thing. Boy, that ain't no herb. True story, we had a family reunion house. We had a family reunion, my Aunt Doretha house. My uncle in the back fucking with us. Yo, Liddy, the nigga come back there saying that shit to me. You hear what he said to me? He said, boy, let me hit that joint. That ain't no goddamn herb. You know how them old time niggas be talking? Yo, dog, the nigga said that shit to me. See, when you're used to beating a certain spliff, you have to know how to handle it. You have to handle a good spliff. He said, what's that? You just can't be. And you know how some niggas, you know how you can tell a nigga be steaming? One of them dumbass niggas? Well, that's my uncle. She said, I'm too sexy for my tank top style. I approve this. You go, girl. Your lady, my uncle said, let me hit that thing, boy. My uncle pulled on that shit. Nigga sound like an airplane taking off when he was pulling that shit. Big cloud of smoke come out of his mouth. When that cloud of smoke went back in his mouth, that nigga fell to the ground, coughing and holding his chest. He done dropped the spliff out his hand, getting dirty. Boy, what you got in that shit? What you trying to kill me? What that is? Yo, dog, I said a weed hit him so hard, the nigga said, that's a wooler? I said, a wooler? What is you talking about, Unc? He said, that ain't just no weed. Yes, it is. This ain't that thing that y'all used to, that Hawaiian sesh, that Panama gold, that Mexican block. You know see me? Let me not deal with them type thing, Mario. We call them social security herb there. You know them old timers that be having them social security check. They say, let me get a 7, boy. I got $30 for you on the 3rd. See, when a nigga gonna give you $30 for a 7, so 15 on the 3-5 and 30 on the 7, that means he's on a budget. Respectfully, shout out to all the niggas that's on a budget. That means he's on a budget, especially if he got to say, I'm going to give you $30 on the 1st. Put that on my tab. That's what they do down here in the South, allegedly. Allegedly. We don't want them type things. But I don't know if y'all know what happened last night. It's a lot of people that was hating on me, but I really don't care. I really don't care because I got something I want to show you. And if you don't care, I don't care. Check this out. Let's go.
Bridges to toss it in to Brunson. Defended by Thompson. 15 seconds left. Brunson takes a peek at the clock. Thompson digging in defensively. 8 seconds. Brunson stops on a dime. Launches. Oh, yeah! Jalen Brunson buries it. Knicks lead by 3.
You can't play both sides, you niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The street said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough, but he still told. Like, what I gotta do to make you niggas rhyme? Like, I'm ready to kill when the kind of minds be cautious. I'm dealing with more sticks than a porcupine. Quill spines, whatever you wanna call them. Yeah, plus my little mama, she a trap queen. Doggy when she mixed with that Fetty, give him a wop lean. It was a whole lot of cars when there was stimmies round. We going over a year and half you niggas down. All these expensive clothes, like was that smart? Now they uploading their clothes on the Poshmark. Switch, baby, careful with this. I mean, it's bitch sharp. One across, one down the middle, look like a chrome heart. Damn, I'm always outside. I'm like, high from who? Bout to put your car on skates. You think you slide through? I help build my niggas. This ain't Legos. Protect the fan by any means. I be Diego. Yeah, tiger to you niggas. I'm an animal. It's a jungle where I'm from. What y'all wanna do? You can't play both sides. You niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The street said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough, but he still told.
Shout out to everybody in the building. Hey, Angel, we got Shot Town in the building. I see you in the building, sis. Appreciate you. I ain't seen you in a minute. I'm glad you all right. Like we was talking about with the bud, I'm going to end it on the show because I'm going to talk about the guy Sheist BUBZ. Well-known Harlem figure. I've heard his name from the 90s. Have I ever been around him? Nope. Always seen him around the Dipsets, pictures and all this stuff. Yo, listen to me. He did a documentary on this young man, like the old-time herbs and marijuanas that a lot of people were accustomed to, and a lot of times our family members, our fathers, our parents, our grandparents, because herb has been around forever. The grades of herb that they were accustomed to is totally different than the grades of herbs that was made in places like the Dominican Republic. Because see, Dominican Republic, Dominica, that's where they say that purple haze originally came from. And now that I think about it, when you go uptown to Dykeman or Audubon, et cetera, when you get up there, the community is the Dominican Hispanic community. Oh, shit. She said, I lost my 99-year-old granny girl, 99, not for a week. May she rest up in heaven, sis. May she rest up. But the man said he was doing 5,000 pounds a day for a call. Like, so we're going to get into the herb evolution, but we got some things I want to talk about. Number one, I was talking about this dude the other day from this thing called the Turkey Leg Hut. I said he looked like Suge Knight. Well, they was trying to paint a picture of him. Remember, because they said that even though he allegedly paid two men an amount of money to burn out an ex-partner's restaurant, they said that they couldn't do certain things and disclose certain information because he had an open federal drug case in another state. But is his past his determination of his future? All right, Henny, I see you in the building. Is his past the determination of his future? Is his ties and his relationships with business partners that may have started out on an original quest for legal money, then unfortunately, man, it came to a deficit in money and sometimes fell back into it. You got the Philly boy in the building. I see you, boy. Salute. Vibes, I see you. But I want y'all to go over something because when I did the show the other day, they painted a picture. You're about to see it. They painted a picture of him being a mastermind in criminal enterprise. But the people in the community, they're saying he a pillage to the community. They're saying he's actually one of the ones that's been giving back and been trying to help people and so forth and so forth. But check this out. Let's get into what they was talking about. Morning Vibes, Hood News with my point of views. You're now rocking with the best. Let's do it.
Three bombshell claims in the federal arson case against the former Turkey Leg Hut co-owner. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Andy Serrano.
And I'm Lisa Hernandez. Right now, a judge is deciding whether to keep Lynn Price in custody after prosecutors shared concerns that he threatened a witness or potential jurors. KPRC2's Bryce Newberry live in the newsroom after hours in the courtroom this morning. Bryce.
Yeah, Lisa and Andy, for the former Turkey Leg Hut owner, federal prosecutors say the turkeys have come home to roost. They say for years, Lynn Price has tried to keep his hands clean of crimes, paying off others to do the dirty work, and they want to keep him in custody. During a more than 2 hour...
Pay attention to that. Allegedly. The man Lynn, the guy, the owner of the turkey hut, they saying for years, now this is the part I want to pay attention to, because if they say you're not guilty until you're innocent until proven guilty. So it seems like the picture they be trying to pay attention. They said he's been crystal far away from things. Annette, I see you in the building, sis. But allegedly, East New York, I see you in the building, sis. Y'all know how she is. She smoking. Hold on. Because you think I'm screaming. I know I was screaming, but I'm upset. She thinking I'm beating with somebody. Egypt just made me bust my damn ass. No, my old ass can't catch her like that. I just bust my ass fucking with Egypt. Your dog. You want a dog? I'm ready to send it to you, dog. I'm ready to pay for it to come to you, dog. Anybody want Egypt? Does anybody want Egypt in this chat? You heard she start walking when I said that. But anyway, let's get back into the story. Because they paint a picture of him of actually being a Robin Hood type of dude. But the company and the people that surround him, if he hasn't been proven guilty of this, why is this?
Let's say the turkeys have come home to roost. They say for years, Lynn Price has tried to keep his hands clean of crimes, paying off others to do the dirty work, and they want to keep him in custody. During a more than 2 hour hearing, an FBI agent testified that Price paid $1,400 to have his ex-business partner's bar, 5015, blown up nearly 5 years ago. This is surveillance video from that early morning in June of 2020 when masked men poured gasoline all over the patio before that fire that then caused an explosion and destroyed the building. An indictment unsealed last week alleges that Lynn Price orchestrated this plan. The owner of that
alleges that Lynn Price orchestrated this plan. Lynn ain't there. They saying that he paid people to do this. And Ghost Town Bully, you're 100% facts, right? You're 100% facts of that. Because when Egypt heard me scream, and when she heard me screaming, she was laying over there asleep on the couch. So she jumped up like she thought I was. That's what made her go crazy. Like, yo, who you barking? I'm like, nigga, I'm on the damn computer, you know. She looked at me like, what the fuck is you doing that shit while I was asleep? Anyway, back to what I was saying. The man, Mr. Lynn, that they're accusing of paying him. You dig what I'm saying? He wasn't there. Once again, proclaiming somebody guilty before being proven guilty in court because of their past. Let's go.
bar allegedly told FBI agents he initially planned to bring Lynn Price into that business, but then decided not to. The owner allegedly turned down a box of cash Lynn Price brought him to be part of the ownership team. And then when Bar 5015 started selling crawfish, apparently using the Turkey Leg Hut supplier, the owner said Lynn Price called screaming and hollering and threatened to blow the place up. So in the past, Lynn Price went to federal prison on...
Now pay attention to this. If you listen to what they're saying again, they're saying that he had offered partnership with a man or brought up to the table partnership with a man that has this club right here. But the owner of this club refused partnership. This is the scenario they painted. So they said, since the other owner decided to put crawfish on his menu. Now, see, I'm not saying that this is a lie because I've seen people do some of the most dumb things for some of the dumbest reasons. But this right here should be the Jackass of the Year award. What they're saying is because the other, all right, boom, he brought some money, somewhat of an extortion tactic they're trying to present. Yo, we about to get down with this money. Let's go. Here, take this. The dude said, nah. And I guess he gravitated to him because they was friends, like they said. Let's get this money. The dude said, nah. But then the guy decided to add crawfish to his menu. Guy, I see you in the building. Salute, big dog. The guy decided to add crawfish to his menu. Now, you mean to tell me crawfish, adding something to your menu, maybe brought a bigger crowd in? So you're telling me the jealousy and the rage that a person that maybe you tried to control or manipulate or you wanted to be in business with genuinely is excelling beyond you. Is this enough reason for you to burn down the establishment? Yes. When you're dealing with somebody with an off mind that doesn't think logically and thinks abnormally, yes. But to logically say that he went and burnt the man restaurant down, pay attention, I'm gonna let you hear it again. He burnt his restaurant down because he started selling crawfish. Kev, I see you in the building. What if the guy from the restaurant automatically just started complying or talking to the Federal Bureau of Investigation after this happened to his bar? Because the feds is coming for an arson case. I know a dude named Keith from Utica and Prospect. He did like 17 years because that was his thing, respectfully. Burning houses down, complexes, burning houses and complexes down for slumlords that was instructing him to just make sure he burned down certain shit. You know, went to jail for it. This ain't no allegedly shit. And they was getting insurance money. But this wasn't about no insurance money. This is about a method of intimidation. Nigga, I'm about to burn this shit down to the ground. Like they said, he called the restaurant, allegedly called the restaurant screaming and hollering.
Of that bar allegedly told FBI agents he initially planned to bring Lynn Price into that business, but then decided not to. The owner allegedly turned down a box of cash Lynn Price brought him to be part of the ownership team. And then when Bar 5015 started selling crawfish, apparently using the Turkey Leg Hut supplier, the owner said Lynn Price called screaming and hollering and threatened to blow the place up. So in the past, Lynn Price went to federal prison on tax fraud-related charges. Once he got out on supervised release, prosecutors allege that he's been involved in other criminal activity, including paying a co-defendant in this arson case to steal vehicles and heavy machinery. The FBI agent testified under oath that same co-defendant admitted to bringing trucks.
That's a beautiful motherfucking truck right there with his insignia and his promotion of his company, Turkey Leg Hut. That's a beautiful motherfucking truck right there. Let's go.
Truckloads of hydro marijuana from California that would be...
Listen to that one more time.
And heavy machinery. The FBI agent testified under oath
Big
that
Stu, I see
same
you.
co-defendant admitted to bringing truckloads of hydro marijuana from California that would be stored at the Turkey Leg Hut.
One more time.
To steal vehicles and heavy machinery. The FBI agent testified under oath that same co-defendant admitted to bringing truckloads of hydro marijuana from California that would be stored.
The FBI agent said that his co-defendant, not him. Pay attention to this. So he didn't get caught bringing the boy back. His man did. Stu, I see you. Hey, Phoenix. Y'all heard that? He didn't get caught with no marijuana. He didn't get caught with no drugs. They said his co-defendant. Now pay attention. If the FBI was already on his co-defendant, he was under investigation too. So when they were arrested, because they banged them niggas together, you see what just happened with Big U, Loose Cannon, Brick Baby, the situation going with the Rolling 60s. When they hitting everything, they gonna come get y'all together. But who was the person that initially agreed to testify? The co-defendant. She said his wife left him. You don't want me to start talking about that, do you, Angel? That is the choice of every woman, whether she's a wife, whether she's a girlfriend, whether she's a baby mother. I heard my aunt say this many years ago, and I used to think this woman was crazy because she drunk a lot. But she said this shit one night, drunk as a motherfucker. She said when a woman feels as though she's over with it, it's over. Nobody can change that. But back to him, he never got caught with nothing. Let's go.
At the turkey leg hut and then got sold at the restaurant in custom branded packaging. Prosecutors allege Lynn Price got the proceeds and gave some of the money to that co-defendant. And while he's not charged connected to those allegations specifically, Price's attorney argues he is not a danger to the community. He's actually helped the community after natural disasters.
Mr. Lyndall Price deserves a bond for various reasons. One, being that he's not a danger to the community. You heard multiple testimony as it relates to his community involvement, the things that he does for the community. But more importantly, the co-defendants that are on his indictment have all been given a bond. So where's that?
Another thing we got to talk about. I want y'all to hear what his lawyer's saying, because this nigga talk fast as a giraffe. Pay attention to what he's saying.
Mr. Lyndall Price deserves a bond for various reasons. One, being that he's not a danger to the community. You heard.
He should get a bond. This isn't a case pertaining to murdering anybody, terroristic acts, kidnapping, human traffic extortion. Allegedly, he's being charged with arson, federal arson, right? And they said he can't get a bond, but the other people that already have been given bonds, check this out, they were arrested because these was part of a team, allegedly, of his friends. So the cocaine charges is what the feds was watching them for. They just pulled the arson charges on it because two of the people that was with him allegedly, back to what I said, allegedly were paid to burn down this other man's establishment. What they got to do with him? That's just allegations.
Multiple testimony as it relates to his community involvement, the things that he does for the community. But more importantly, the co-defendants that are on his indictment have all been given a bond. So we're asking for equity and asking for a bond similar to the other people on his indictment.
See, the other people that's on his indictment are cooperating. They already gave their motherfucking conversation. So that's why they on this nigga. They like, yo, we not, first of all, this is the part that they leaving out. The reason why they don't give him a bond, allegedly, because everybody that's one of them co-defendants that's already been given a bond has gave some type of allegation or story claiming him to be the head, the kingpin, the dude on top of the motherfucking top. And trust me, if that's the case, they ain't gonna want him in the streets. This is crazy.
The federal judge ended this hearing by saying there's a lot to think about and she's going to chew on it. We don't yet know when she'll make a decision about keeping Lynn Price in custody.
And Bryce, we understand Lynn Price is accused of another arson in this current indictment. What did you find out about that?
Yeah, Andy, in April of 2020, prosecutors say he paid a co-defendant to steal a 1975 Chevy Nova.
Pay attention to the magic word. Pay attention to the magic word. He paid a co-defendant.
Find out about that.
Yeah, Andy, in April of 2020, prosecutors say he paid a co-defendant to steal a 1975 Chevy Nova because Lynn Price wanted the engine out of it. But once they took that truck to the mechanic, they found out it had been stolen from a police officer who owned it. It was then found burned near railroad tracks and a retention pond. Now, around both of these alleged arsons, prosecutors say call records show The two men were in touch.
And Bryce, we know you sat in court throughout the morning. What was Price's demeanor like in court today?
You can't play both sides, you niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The street said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough, and he still told. Like, what I gotta do to make you niggas rhyme? Like, I'm ready to kill when it kind of minds I'm cautious. I'm dealing with more sticks than a porcupine. Quill spines, whatever you wanna call them. Yeah, plus my little mama, she a trap queen. Doggy when she mixed with that Fetty, give him a wop lean. It was a whole lot of cars when there was stimmies round. We going over a year and half you niggas down. All these expensive clothes, like was that smart? Now they uploading they clothes on the Poshmark. Switch, baby, careful with this. I mean, this bitch sharp. One across, one down the middle, look like a chrome heart. Damn, I'm always outside. I'm like high from who? Gotta put your car on skates. You think you slide through? I help build my niggas. This ain't Legos. Protect the fan by any means. I be Diego. Yeah, tiger to you niggas. I'm an animal. It's a jungle where I'm from. What y'all wanna do? You can't play both sides. You niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The street said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough, and he still told.
Terrorism is at an all-round high. Terrorism is at an all-time high. Terrorism is at an all-time high. And I always tell y'all ladies, look, and gentlemen, look at these people's eyes, man. Dude got pulled over, and I'm gonna let y'all see the rest. Let's go. Remember y'all heard it
The
first.
sheriff's office in Columbia County is left shaken after one of their deputies was killed, another hospitalized during a traffic stop that ended in gunfire. And that's where we do want to begin. Thanks so much for joining us for Fox 5 News at 6. I'm Eric Perry. It has been a tough week for law enforcement across Georgia. A second officer killed in less than 10 days and the fourth to be in the hospital by gunfire. Now, this all happened last night just after 6:30 on Interstate 20 in Augusta. That's when sheriff's deputies with the Columbia County Sheriff's Office conducted a traffic stop on a motorhome they say was driven by James Montgomery. It started out, they say, as a routine traffic stop. Investigators say those deputies informed Montgomery he had to be served with a protective order due to a domestic violence incident between he and his wife. We're told he seemed to be okay with that. The deputies turned their backs to walk back to their cruisers to get the paperwork, and that's when they say things turned deadly.
As two of the deputies turned to walk away from the motorhome to go back to their patrol vehicle, Mr. Montgomery produced a 9mm AR pistol that he had converted into a fully automatic weapon. And he fired on 3 deputies from the sheriff's office.
All right, Deputy Brandon Sykes was killed. A second deputy, Gavin White, was shot in the face. Thankfully, he's alive, but he is in critical condition. We're told he's in surgery on his nasal and facial cavities. They say he's able to communicate and use his movement of his hands and feet. That's the good news here. When it comes to Montgomery, he was believed to still be inside that motorhome. We're working to get more information, but we can tell you there was a pipe bomb believed to be inside of that RV or that motorhome. They're working to learn more, but they do say that suspect is dead. Of course, we'll continue to follow this. We'll have the latest when you join us tonight starting.
He said nigga was making a bomb. He was making a bomb. I don't know if y'all heard Puff. His trial is coming up. His trial is coming up. I've always said this, and I'm saying it again adamantly. Taking him to jail for freaking off, I don't give a fuck about that. The way that he used to assault and beat women, I ain't gonna say allegedly because I seen the Cassidy video. That's something that his ass should be in jail for. Facts. And he should get some type of mental help for that shit. That shit is weirdo shit. Facts. That ain't no allegedly. If that's what Cassidy went through, I could imagine a young lady from Vanity K. She's terrified. Every time she talks, she's shaking like she having a nervous breakdown pertaining to certain threats and how she said she was sexually and physically abused and harmed by him and his entourage. That part he should be arrested for. Fucking with them kids, he should be arrested for. That's a fact. And in my opinion, I think he should be arrested for the motherfucking death of Biggie Smalls, my man. That's a fact. I've always said this. Fuck all. Let me explain something to you. If adults decide to go up to a mountain and freak off with a horse or a goldfish or a raccoon, that's your goddamn business. So if a bunch of people decided to go to his engagements, his parties, his freak-offs, whatever you want to call it, pay attention to the caliber of certain people pertaining to stardom. I'm not talking about morale. I ain't saying about no morale or no people with no integrity or no principle. No, that's not what I'm talking about. When it comes to people of how they are judged by their stardom, look at the type of people that was around his establishments. What up, Eve? I see you in the building, sis. Now think about that. I'm not talking about morale because it's a bunch of people that'll never be in any type of this status as far as fame or financially, but their moral compass is so much more powerful. I'm talking about people that whatever they had to done, if it does consist of this selling the soul. Keisha, I see you. I'm off today. That's right. Stay out their way, Eve. Get your motherfucking money, man. And start your fucking cooking channel, man. I ain't gonna start Eve this morning. I ain't gonna start. Nope. I'm in a good mood. It's Friday. I'm off. I got a doctor appointment. I got to go get my eyes checked. Got to get me some new glasses. I got a slight bifocal. I got a slight bifocal. I had 2 pair of glasses. Unfortunately, one of them was attacked by a dog named Egypt. Did y'all hear me? I got 2 pair of glasses. Unfortunately, one of them were attacked by a dog that's in the cage in timeout right now by the name of Egypt. Shit's fucked up. That's why she's in timeout right now. Simple and plain. But back to what I was saying. When it comes to adults deciding that they want to do whatever they do that intrigues them, you know, it's some people in the, what they call that shit, bondage and sex and all that beating you up and throwing you down the stairs and all that type of crazy. Some people that's just the way they get the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Yo, hoodies, what up, boy? Salute. Big Brooklyn shit. Yo, and you, shout out the hoodies up. That nigga need to start an eyeglass collection. You need to invest into a sunglass or eyeglass. I'm telling you some real shit. People think I be joking when I be saying shit. I swear to God, y'all think I be joking when I be saying shit. But it be the truth. I be watching hoodies and the glasses he be wearing, right? And I'm not trying to be funny right now. Everybody got to admit this shit. This nigga be wearing the like, if I try to put them shits on, motherfuckers gonna be like, yo, Dice, where you get them shits from? And I gotta say some shit like, my nigga hoodies up. These hoodies ups, boy. This nigga glasses game is incredible. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is, I'm not being funny. That's on my mother's grave. Uniqueness win with me. Remember what I said? Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? I'll tell you all that from day one. So if hoodies adapted to the glass game and Uncle Earl is flying, that Uncle Earl shit is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to tell people there's so many things that we leave alone. You know what I'm saying? It's like projects, like they say, you know, don't you got that uncle that got that car in the yard that he been working on for 40 years? Ain't that some shit? Rest in peace to the dread. You know that uncle that got that goddamn 71 Pinto in the yard? You seen that shit when you was a little boy. Now you an adult with kids. You said, I'm gonna fix that goddamn car. But if Unc would have put that shit into that car about 37 years ago, that bitch would be on the showroom floor 40 years later. That's a fact. You got to. You gotta say who you are. You know what I'm saying? The nigga Puff trial is coming up, y'all. His trial is next week. Some deep shit going on about this. Are they going to let Cassidy come into this case? I don't think so. Besides the disclosure agreement with her for that bread he gave her. See, this is the different strategy that people are not paying attention to. That's why I think Puff gonna beat this one. When Puff was accused by Cassidy before the video was ever released of him just brutally beating on that woman like that. Like, niggas should have brutally beat on him like he brutally beat on her. I'm not saying they should have killed him. His man should have caught up with him like, yo, boy, let's go out and get something to eat. And they should have fucked him up. On some real shit. That nigga drugged that lady down the hallway, stomped her out, punched her and cuffed her all up like that. When niggas do shit like that, they mans need to do shit like that. Because when your mans check you and correct you, they whipping you out of love. Like, nigga, you playing your fucking self. But if somebody else, like they brothers or they father or they uncle or somebody like that catch you, you might lose your life. So when your mans catch you back in the days when you used to do some dumb shit and whip you out, you know what I'm saying? It made you move, in the words of China Brim, accordingly. You can't be doing that shit to people. But anyway, I think Puff gonna beat this case. And the reason why I say this, simple and plain. When Cassidy came to him with her lawyer and said she wanted $30 million, 3 days later, he gave her $51 million. Think about this. They say, yo, we want $30 million. 3 days later, the disclosure, everything was signed, liquidated that money. They gave her $51 million. They gave her 30 for what she asked and 21 to stay quiet. Respectfully, law is law. A disclosure is a disclosure. The only thing that the feds can use in this particular case against him pertaining to Cassie is assault. Simple and plain. Domestic violence. Simple and plain. They can't put everything else on him that she was alleged to say he had her doing. He had niggas having sex with her. Allegedly, while the nigga used to sit back on some freak shit, masturbating, while niggas was what she described as being raped. Only child, I see you. Pay attention. She said that he would beat her, but they would give her a bunch of drugs, allegedly. And then that's how they made up. He would go get women. And so, remember I've been saying this? I'm telling y'all, I've been saying this shit. I've been said the shit with the Puff when they grabbed Keefe D when I did the show saying, is Puff going to cooperate? Y'all see what's going on there. Mary J. Blige is going to get grabbed up. I'm not mocking that woman. I'm not mocking her. Listen to what I'm saying to you. I've been so this shit. Mary J. Blige. Everybody talking about Beyonce and Jay-Z. First of all, there wasn't no Beyonce or no Jay-Z. It was Mary. You dig what I'm saying? It was Mary. It was Jodeci. It was Heavy D. It was Clive Davis. It was Andre Harrell. It was Puffy. That's a different type of motherfucking crowd. You dig what I'm saying? That's a fact, Phoenix. Because if you pay attention, Cassie also included Mary in that motherfucking charge against Puff. She'd been saying from day one, ask Mary, she was there. Oh, how many? I will fuck around and give you 10 seconds. Oh, you don't know what happens over here, do you, Phoenix? You don't know what happens over here, do you? I'm going to show you what happened over here. Your ass will get 10 seconds. Who do you see in all them pictures when that young lady Cassie was running around looking so distraught and drugged up, holding her fucking hands? Mary J. fucking Blige. That bitch is evil. Y'all ain't hear it? Yo, I ain't gonna get into that right now. Shout out to the movie Sinners. I got some shit for y'all lined up tonight. You talking about some content? I got some shit lined up for y'all tonight. That's on Sharon McLeod. I got some shit lined up for y'all tonight. I'm doing a show on selling your motherfucking soul to the devil. Because everybody talking about this movie, Sinners, but y'all, it's like, I done spoke to 3 different, oh God, Frank Boo, I see you in the building. I done spoke to 3 different people. Now check this out. If I'm lying, man, I never hug my beautiful mother again. I done spoke to 3 different people, Eve. Listen to this. I done heard 2 co-workers, one of my family members, yo, boy, you seen the movie Sinners? I'm like, no, but I seen the previews and I read the description. See, a lot of y'all watching the movie saying, oh, this is a vampire movie. This shit is so fucked up and I'm so disgusted with us as a race. Shout out to Jim Jones. I'm going to tell you some. That lady that got killed in Harlem, Mama Z, yo, he said some of the realest shit that I thought I would have never heard come out of his mouth. See, I listen to I listen to shit, man. I don't be giving a fuck what niggas be doing. I be listening. You know, you hear shit. You know, 2 ears, 1 mouth. You know, 2 ears, 1 mouth. My grandmother taught me that. That man said, the generation before us is who poisoned us and groomed us. Listen to what I'm saying to y'all. The generation before us, men and women, y'all ain't excluded in this shit. Who the fuck showed y'all how to sell pussy? Your aunts, your mothers. Them ladies in the street that you ran to when you wasn't in agreement with your aunt. Them ladies in the street that you ran to when you was just disgusted with your moms and y'all was bumping heads. Remember the lady that was cool with your moms and she knew when she left, you left her crib, you was at such and such crib because she was your best friend? Who taught y'all that shit? Who taught y'all that men wasn't shit? Who taught y'all to be selfish? Who taught y'all to say, you know what? You better always know what to do, girl. If he ain't got no money, you better leave him. A lot of y'all better tell the truth because y'all put it on us because we've been through some bullshit. They taught us how to sell drugs. They taught us how to fuck up a great situation, especially when it comes to loving a woman. That's a fact. The OGs taught us that women weren't to be trusted, just like the OG women taught the women that men wasn't to be trusted. And then the OG men showed us that if we had a bunch of money and were respected and applauded and adored in our neighborhoods, this would simulate and attract other women that would be known to be the side piece. But you know what my mother told me one day? That shit stuck in my mind. That's why I moved the way I moved. I got Jews from my mom's. If a dude is messing with a woman, right? And another woman is attracted to that dude, seemingly. But that woman knows your girl. I'm talking to my dudes. If your woman, homegirl, fuck around and come on to you, or a woman that knows your girl or your lady comes on to you, if they do decide to sleep with you, they're not sleeping with you because they like you. See, women, y'all got some smooth, dangerous shit going on. My moms and my aunts taught me this shit. See, I heard when a woman sleep with a nigga and she know he got a man, she doing that to say, fuck that bitch. It's about fuck that nigga. This some shit y'all got going on with y'all. If I'm lying, ladies, tell me. A woman that knows she'll fuck a nigga or pass through on a nigga because she got a problem with that bitch, that's for her to know and let that woman know. I can take your man, but I don't want him. That's what them women taught y'all. Tell the truth. Tell the truth, Eve. We are all products of our environment. Willie Lynch syndrome. Now check this out. Deep comment right there. You take the biggest of the black men, the biggest and the strongest and the buck of stronger black men, and you put them in a field, in a congregation of other slaves. You put them in front of a congregation of other slaves that admire or adore him, and you beat him to near death. You beat that person, that man, to near death. And there's nothing he can do about it at that particular time. That's how everybody else fell in line. If it was men and women that were unsure about their security within themselves, but was secure with the biggest and strongest of slaves around, when they get humiliated and beat to the life of death, like the scene in Roots with Toby, everybody falls in line. A1, I see you. I see you. But let's get to this Diddy shit right quick, because he said he's taking it to trial. And the reason why I think he gonna beat this one is because I forgot who made that comment earlier. Somebody made a comment about him automatically giving that $50 million up. If you can tell me who it was, say it again for me. Somebody made a comment about when Cassie said, I want 30 million with the lawyer, and then 3 days later, he gave her 51, 30 for what she asked, 21 for the disclosure. That can't be pulled up in the case. He gave it up too fast. But right now, his life and freedom is on the line. And I'm gonna let y'all hear what he told the feds. He said, yo, check this out. I'm going to trial. Now, if he showed you, I'm just giving y'all straight logic. If y'all agree, y'all agree. If I'm wrong, you tell me I'm wrong. If you feel as though I might have a little bit of sense to talk about, put them dice cubes up. First of all, when Cassie and her lawyer said that if you don't give me $30 million, I'm going to tell everybody what you've been doing to me and what you've been doing to the industry and certain people and the power and the manipulation you have pertaining to all these wild freak-offs. He gave her $51 million 3 days later. Y'all with me? She said, I'm going to tell, if you don't give me 30, his group of people said, check this out, get that woman 30 and give her 21 more. Get away from her, Sean. You know how them big investors, get away from her, Sean. This is the last time. See, y'all not paying attention. Everybody knew allegedly who this man was, but them investors, their names is getting pulled in connection with him. They like, get away from me. Get away from her, Sean. We got bigger things than explore, because you could tell right there, Puff had a crazy-ass ego from what he did to that woman in that hallway. If she got to wait till you get in the shower to run out the motherfucking hallway and try to get something wrong with you, my nigga. City boy, salute. That's crazy. And then it's on tape what he did to her. Then he got on the shit and said, yo, I went through some shit. I had a bad moment. Nigga's not sincere. And it's always been fuck him since Big died. That's really my man. I ain't talking about no rap shit. I've been saying this before you. Anybody know me? Fuck Puff. Because I've really lost niggas in the street. Unfortunately, some through ailments like a blood clot that started an infection that created diabetes. Rest in peace to my man Ali from Park Place, one of the nicest individuals God ever put in my life. DJ Ali, if y'all want to know about him, with $500,000. I made that come together. That was my man. Half was my man. But Puff, pay attention. He said, I want to go to trial. We already know his admission to guilt when he paid the 51. But right now, he's telling the world, yo, I'm going to trial. Without all the ambassadors and the backings that he had. Ciroc is gone. They ain't fucking with him. The only people fucking with him is Sean John. And I don't know if y'all know, that's him. Ciroc ain't fucking with him. All that new bougie ass goddamn cognac and all that bullshit. It's out of here. They selling that shit down here for like $11. All that motherfucking Express cognac bullshit. I don't know what they selling that shit for in Brooklyn. You get that shit down here for like $16, $18 in the ABC store. That shit is not a high shelf. It went from $34.99 to $18. That's a fact. Long live half. Ja Ace, I see you in the building. Salute. We got party in here. But right now, Puff telling the world he want to go to trial, y'all. If niggas didn't know they ain't do shit and say, nah, I'm copping out. Fuck that, them niggas gonna hit me. Man, fuck that bullshit. Fuck that bullshit. The OG told me a long time ago, if you do decide to cop out to something, you can never appeal it. He said, but if you blow trial, you got a couple of appeals coming up. It's your choice. Shit that stayed in my head. If you decide to agree to the deal, like what they telling Puff, check this out. See, this is where the shit get tricky. People ain't really paying attention. They looking at that hee-haw shit. This is where that shit get tricky. If Puff take that fucking plea, that's gonna open up some other shit. They gonna R. Kelly him. You ain't seen R. Kelly nowhere but in prison, man. If he admits any type of guilt to anything, first of all that freak off baby oil bullshit, I don't give a fuck about. I'm gonna say it again. All that bullshit now, because it's a charge. Now check this out. Now check this out. If my nigga Big Stu lives in Miami and he meets a young lady that lives in New Orleans. Hey, Mimi, is that the amazing Caucasian? Is you baby? She rolled dolo from state to state. Cassandra, I see you, sis. And I appreciate all of y'all for your memberships. I mean that sincerely. Puff know something that we don't know. And I know something that all of us know. When they hit them cribs simultaneously, what they was looking for, really, they still did not find. Homeland Security rushed his crib. What the fuck does Homeland Security got to do with a nigga getting baby oil parties? What the fuck does that got to do with a nigga giving baby oil parties? Frank Booth said if you cop out, you have limited rights to appeal, like ineffective counsel or negligence. That's some deep shit. That's a fact. On the behalf of a prosecutor. Let's hear what they got to say about Puff, because, like I said, Puff knows something. The trial is next week. And you know they've been pressuring him. Yo, you know you about to... I don't care, let's go to trial. Remember, y'all heard it first. ABC News. Let's go.
Involving the case against Sean Diddy Combs, what he decided in court today, and what this now means, the move coming just 4 days before his trial is set to begin. Here's Aaron Katursky.
Tonight, Sean Combs makes it official. He's rejecting the government's offer to plead guilty and spare himself the possibility of a prolonged term in prison. When asked if he turned down the offer, Combs answered, "Yes, I do, Your Honor," as he stood in a baggy beige jail uniform. Terms were not disclosed, but prosecutors did say a plea could result in a shorter sentence for Combs than if he's convicted. The decision guarantees Combs will face trial beginning just 4 days from now that will test whether one of music's most prolific figures used his power, wealth, and fame to sexually exploit both women and men for decades.
Back to what I was just saying. If my man Big Stu meets a young lady in New Orleans, this is some new shit they talking about. And he says, yo, I'm about to send you a ticket. And she go, okay, willingly. And she comes to see him. They have a great time. They might razzle dazzle and rock and roll. They saying that's considered to be sex trafficking. So if two grown-ups meet up to have consensual sex or leisure time amongst each other, they talking about that sex trafficking. So they saying when women that may live in California, that may go through escort services, are called and flown out to private parties and convenient and them big union conventions that be in these hotels and all that in Hawaii and Alaska and all that. It's groups of women now. Check this out. When it comes to the other color, it's groups of women from prestigious elite escort services that will be arranged, picked up, flown to the destination of these conventions purposely for the entertainment and intimacy with the men that come to these conventions for the weekends or the weeks that they're there. Why that's not sex trafficking? Why that's not sex trafficking? Why, if you knowingly call an escort service, which women are known to exchange sexual intimacy for finance, if you get a group of them, say 30, and send them to an island where they're having a big convention for these stock members or these investment deal, or these anybody of importance that they feel as though, now why that's not sex trafficking? AP, I see you. I know Blood Sport. I knew when he was blood low, when he was low sport. That's a fact. He from my own block on Prospect. Albany Projects. Yeah, I know Bloody Sport. Matter of fact, his ex-girl, Tracy, was real tight with my uncle. They was all friends. Tracy, my uncle Ice Water, Duke, Stokes, unfortunately, before he did bad. It was a group, the Russells. You know what I'm saying? It was a group of prestigious individuals that I knew that stuck together. Shout out to Bloodsport. Yeah, that's a fact. Matter of fact, he did a song. Matter of fact, Sport is the reason why Sport really got into the rapping was because of Half. Man, he did. That's the cold-blooded truth. But let's get back into this puff. Listen to what they're saying.
Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution charges that accused him of coercing alleged victims into prolonged, drug-fueled sexual activity that he called freak-offs and threatening them into silence. At trial, Combs will ditch the jail garb and wear ordinary clothes, as his lawyers argue the evidence shows consenting adults being intimate in their own way. Jury selection begins Monday. David, prospective jurors have already started answering written questions. If Combs is convicted, he faces what could amount to a life sentence. David?
Aaron Katersky was following this case for us. Aaron, thank you.
Huge news. You can get a son of for just $3.
Before we get into this ending of Sheist BUBZ, going from one of the rappers of Dipset in the community of Harlem to being and excelling in the marijuana business that's actually legal damn near everywhere now, to go over some of the principles and the mindsets that he said he had to go through, especially being, like he said, being from Jamaica. I never knew Sheist BUBZ was from Jamaica. You got to understand, like right now with our children and our kids, because of the culture of the urban culture, hip hop, fashion, et cetera, we grew up with friends of ours that was from Trinidad, Panama, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, certain things like that. But because of the culture, they blended in. Puerto Rico, they blended in just like we was all the same. So now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that's why I never even appeared to that, because of, you know, a lot of the West Indian communities that, like in Flatbush, the older people, you can still hear how prominent that their accents are. But the younger children, I notice now, like the young boys in Flatbush and all that, they talk just like me. Like their accent and everything is similar, but when they get around their family members, or maybe if they get upset, you may hear the accent come out from wherever island they from. Before we get into Sheist BUBZ, y'all can go ahead and take a quick break. Shout out to Joff. This is my joint right here. It's on the everyday playlist. If y'all ain't heard it, remember y'all heard it first. Yo, shout out to Joff. Angie said, I love your playlist. That's the songs I be liking. I ain't gonna front. I just like good music. I just like good music. Speaking of good music, I keep telling the ladies, make sure y'all get over to my man Puplo, aka, Mr. Rolex Dre. This right here should be the vibe of the summer. I got 2 songs I'm gonna play for y'all before I get out of here. I'm gonna play this one now. But these last 2 songs I'm gonna play for the ladies and the gentlemen, some grown shit. These should be the vibe for the summer because summer is just tragic. But where I'm at, we chilling. This is the vibe I'm on for the summer. This is my vibe. Let's go.
Pardon me, darling, for I'm acting all scary, but my heart been broke, so I'm a little leery. Apart these women, they really tried to tear me, and when I was locked up, they wouldn't come near me. So that shit really say a lot about you. For me to believe and put my trust in you, with no thought to ever trying to fuck on you.
Shit is fucking fire. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That shit, you play that in the juke joint down here. Them niggas gonna be drinking that absolute, dancing to that shit. Facts. Grown folks music. And shout out to my man Baby Grizz. He got a nephew. His name is Slim. He got a song with Jeremiah. Fuck it. Since the vibe is so live, we just gonna keep it right there with that good vibe for a minute. It's Funky Fresh Friday. Remember we all heard these joints first. Let's go. Peace DMX, y'all. Rest in peace to DMX, man. Let's go. Grown folks music, y'all. Press that like button, share this live.
Contradicted about some shit I knew was wrong but felt right. Met this young chick on 2/5 named Ice. Said she got a man. If she ain't happy, she ain't faithful. Scarf with her toes out, call her the sweet gangster. Nails painted white, 5'7" the height. So she live uptown, not too far from the heights. I was heading uptown myself, like with my dog. Asked Ice if she wanted a ride, I drop her off. Pulled up to the block in the truck right in the front. Ice man standing there on the stoop, lighting the blunt. He ain't say much. She jumped out, then I slid off. You know me, I get fly, put that shit on. Couple minutes later, I was up in Ice DM. Straight to the point, like, what day is we linking? She said a man was bugging and wouldn't let her leave him. Look, that's what you get for fucking with these little niggas.
Just drop your pin and I'ma spin when you lonely. Don't overthink it, we just living in a moment. What? Know you ain't used to get it, everything you wanted. Sneak clean, keep it down. I get you 50, get you powder, get you CC. I'm making time to meet your needs, cause you need it. You just need some TLC. Sneak clean, keep it down.
Little boys, kid games, put up on a big range. Said she never been floor seats at a Knicks game. Big chain, square off. Oh, you know my niggas from Manhattanville. Well, Amsterdam, it's a small world, so what's up? Let me get your number, I can call you up. Leave a nigga that you with and come with me, I spoil you up. All you want, promise I can make your life easy. Said that she was leaving him, didn't know she was G'ing me. Caught her at the Popeyes, right next to CNC. Walking with the nigga that she claimed she would leave for me. Jumped out immediately, slip out to crash out. You know I ain't even with that, cause if that nigga pull up on me in the streets, I'ma probably back out. But on the strength of you and that's your little man, I ain't gonna pull up and fuck up your little plans. But let them know, never mind, yo, I need you to go. Take this dough up to 130, see bro, get that. Come back with that, we can split that. Sit back, I'm about to forget that. You with that?
Just drop your pin and I'ma spin when you lonely. Don't overthink it, we just living in a moment. Know you ain't used to getting everything you wanted. Sneak clean, keep it down. I get you 50, get you powder, get you CC. I'm making time to meet your needs, cause you need it. You just need some TLC when it's chilly. Sneak clean, keep it down, I'm down. Daily things just fade away. No, who got my heart, don't let it MJ. Close my eyes and still you all I see. Keep it autumn leaf and fall for me. Lately things just fade away. No, who got my heart, don't let it MJ. Close my eyes and still you all I see. Keep it autumn leaf and fall for me.
You know what? That shit all change between us.
Y'all know grown folks music. Do me a favor, share the live. Appreciate y'all for pulling off. Funky Fresh Friday. It's funky fresh to me because I'm off. And I ain't got to go back to work till Monday. I'm not going to front. The last part of this show is real intriguing to me. Anybody know me? Why? Know me should know why it's kind of intriguing to me. It's kind of crazy because, like I said, I was around for the evolution of marijuana, like in my neighborhoods. I remember it went from the tight bud to the going to the game room, getting the lamb's thread, the tie stick, the regular weed in the brown bags, the tie stick coming in the plastic bags. Then if you was cool with certain dreads, they was like, yo, come pick up our owns for our money. That's a fact. But to hear the story about Sheist BUBZ, because I had heard about him so many times, but I didn't hear the magnitude, and I didn't understand he was the one for planting the seed for all this exotic strain mania that's going on to this day pertaining to the marijuana game and the legalization of it. And this is the part that people overlook because of the stigma that's been put on it. The medicinal gain that's coming from it. I don't know if y'all remember, there was a situation where a young man, he was a Hispanic man, he had a daughter. He got a daughter, excuse me, I'm not saying she didn't pass away. He has a daughter. And unfortunately, she was suffering from epilepsy. She was having 17, 18 seizures a day. His baby, his daughter, he met with some doctors and they gave a formulated mixture of marijuana herbs to a liquid form, like where he was giving her dosages as far as like baby cough medicine. You can look this up. She automatically stopped having seizures. So he became an advocate for the whole movement about the medicinal parts of marijuana pertaining to his story, pertaining to his daughter and his testimony, actual footage. Y'all could pull it up. Young lady used to suffer from multiple seizures, automatically was cured with marijuana, and they tried to imprison him. Like they literally was trying to imprison him and take his daughter away from him and trying to make it seem like a situation with Child Protective Services saying he was a bad father. Now, let me ask y'all something on some real shit. If your child was suffering from anything, everybody in the chat, if your child was suffering from anything, migraine headaches, couldn't sleep, depression, you know what I'm saying? Loss of appetite, loss of focusness, because, you know, sometimes kids can't concentrate. And they told you that a liquid form, not a blunt, not a joint, they ain't sitting up in no party, they ain't sitting up in no car, they ain't sitting up in no club, but a liquid form of THC that is prescribed by a doctor will stop them from these ailments. What would you do? Would you be against it or for it? I would be me. I'd be the first one to say it. I would be for it. What about y'all? Any parents in there want to say how they would feel? Would they? We'll make a long story short. Let's talk about Sheist BUBZ. This story right here is incredible, and he just got it. Fuck it. This shit is crazy. Fair YouTube usage. Let's go.
But after I went to jail in 97 and I came out and I had my first kid, I started having new premonitions about how I wanted to move.
Okay. How long did you do?
I did a sentence year to Rikers Island.
So you went Rikers?
Yeah, 97.
So Rikers in the 90s was pretty wild.
Yeah, the Bloods was running crazy. And I mean, it was a movement going on.
Did you have to fade? Did you have to do anything?
Nah,
or you just
I wasn't a gang member, so I'm gonna get to that. So in 94, I told you I was peaking, I was doing all these things, and then I caught a case. I caught like a transporting case, right? And I went on the run because I gave him a fake name. I did all this, you know what I mean? I gave him a fake name, got up out of there. After they let me out on a 45-day motion, I got out. I was like, I'm not going back to court. That's not even on my name. And it was like a B felony, you know what I'm saying? For like drug possession. I was like, oh my God, this is corny, man. I'm like, I'm not going to jail for that. I'm not going to sit down right now. No way.
I get it. Make it worth it. At least when I was locked up, I was like, man, at least I made it worth it. I talked to some of these sorry.
Like I'm about to go do 5 years for what? Nothing. But I had money though at the time. So I was still lit. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna move around. I ended up in Baltimore. When I got out to Baltimore, I still was like on some drugs, but I was like.
And I know some people in the chat may be laughing because of his hat. The only thing I can tell you is you got to be in the South or live in the South or have actually had to understand the custom, like cultural version of the South. Them cowboy hats mean something down here, especially when a black man is wearing one. Let's go.
my man was like, I live at the college. I go to college out here, Morgan. And all my boys from high school was at Morgan. Because I went to A. Philip Randolph High School, which is on 135th and Convent, which is in like in the center of Harlem. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was like, everybody goes to Morgan University now, like 15 dudes. Not all from Harlem, but just from New York in general. So I'm like, I'm comfortable. I'm like, oh, cool. All my friends is here from high school. I ain't seen them in about 2 years. I'm on the run. They're looking at me like, damn, you scored the highest in the SAT, and now you on the run. And
tennis star.
They're like, you're not even in the
Gap worker.
They're like, you're not even working here. I'm like, nah. They're looking at me like, yo, why you look dirty like that? Yeah. Same thing I told my boy. I was like, I be hustling. I be with the Grimies, you know, like for real. I be really outside. Like, I don't even understand the type of shit I be doing, sleeping in the crack spot all night and like that with the guns. We load it up every night. Like every night, we protect this at the end of the day. I mean, so
you're there. What's the play?
So the play was when I got out of jail. Oh my bad. So I'm out there and I meet my boys from 183rd and out in Baltimore. And I'm like, I just almost skipped. And I was like, oh, what y'all doing out here? It was like, we sell weed. I'm like, I got a little flow in the college with the weed. We started selling weed out the dorm, right? Yeah. So when I linked with them, I really started booming. Like it was booming. It was crazy. It's like, I was like, yo, I don't want to be at the college though. Like they was like, my boy was like, yo, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with him, man? He wants to move with us. Yo, man, he go to college, man. He's a good kid. Like, I don't want. I'm like, my man was like, that ain't no good kid, man. He's a piece of. He's a piece of. He sell drugs up in that college. He don't go there. Yeah. My man was like, what? For real? He was like, yo, tell him to come with us, man. Get him out that college, man. Stop disrupting those kids from getting their education, right? Hey, when I pulled up to the spot, he was like, yo, you don't go to that college? I was like, nah, man. I was like, I just hustle there. He was like, yo, I thought you went there, man. I could have swore we was corrupting you. I was like, corrupting me? I was like, I got you. I was like, see, you thinking wrong, B. You know what I'm saying? The next thing I know, we running it up. He's like, come on, we going to Texas.
Okay, so are you giving weed to your boys there?
I ain't giving them. I'm orchestrating an enterprise. I got them hustling for me.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
I gave it to my boy.
Whoa! The hell of a motherfucking answer right there. He said, you giving your boys weed? He said, I ain't giving niggas shit. So I'm orchestrating the motherfucking enterprise.
Got you. I was like, see, you thinking wrong, B. You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
the next thing I know, we running it up. He's like, come on, we going to Texas.
Okay, so are you giving weed to your boys there?
I ain't giving them. I'm orchestrating an enterprise. I got them hustling for me.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
I gave it to my boy, but ultimately I took the other dorm over. I had everybody selling weed.
Okay, who's back in the mid-90s? I mean, is this weed from Canada? What are East Coast hustlers, where are they getting their weed from in the 90s?
So boom, my first pack of weed, now I already done hustled weed and went out to go get weed on my own. I ended up in San Diego. That's the first spot in like 93.
Oh, wow.
So I was already shipping weed in the mail since then.
Oh, daddy.
Pounds.
Daddy, cat daddy. Talk to me.
Right.
Now you're speaking a language I understand. Yeah. Is this Mexican? Are you San Diego's? Is Mexican weed?
Yeah.
Okay. And
it was $325 a pound.
Wow. And so at 93, when you're 18,
in 1993, straight numbers he talking, dog. $3.50 a plate to the ones that was getting it. Allegedly 5 to 7 in the street to the ones that was receiving it. Educational purposes only. 1993, them numbers is lined up. Educational purposes only.
We had the audacity to put it in the mail.
Yes.
Before this was like common knowledge.
You know I had the audacity to put it in the mail? Because my white boys from downtown in Manhattan were already sending weed in the mail too. Wow. And I was like, you sent it in the mail? They were like, yeah, bro, that's how we be doing it. I'm like, heard you. So by the time I met my homegirls from upstate in Ithaca that lived in San Diego, they were like, we get the weed and we ship it back. I'm like, you ship it back? How? They were like, we do it all the time. I'm like, word? I'm coming out there. I went out there. I sent like 5 pounds back at first. And the most I was sent with them was like 10.
That's a lot of joints though in the mail.
Yeah, it was.
And this is the United States mail?
No, it was like UPS. Using UPS back then.
Okay.
I wasn't using like regular USPS. That was like scary to me. Like,
right.
Wait 10 days. I was like, nah, I gotta come the next day. It's like pay for next day mail. Like, you know.
So they even had next day air back in the early 90s.
Yeah, so I did that, but like I said, weed was like the whack hustle.
What?
USPS. That was like scary to me. Like,
right.
Wait 10 days. I was like, nah, I gotta come the next day. It's like pay for next day mail. Like, you know.
So they even had next day air back in the early 90s.
Yeah, so I did that, but like I said, weed was like the whack hustle. It's like boring. It's like once you sell 10 pounds of weed, it's like your flow is kind of like over.
No.
Back then it was.
With the profit margin, if you're buying a pound of weed in San Diego for $350, what can you sell in Baltimore for?
Well, I was selling in Ithaca and I was getting like $2,200 a pound.
That's incredible. You can't.
That's the breakdown.
What?
I'll sell it wholesale.
Okay, you have to
I'll
break
sell
it
it
down.
wholesale for like $1,300.
I see. But still, it's $1,000.
I was killing. But it still was like, you're boring, you're whack.
So it was the stigma. It wasn't the money. It was the stigma. You didn't want to be a cool guy from Harlem that sold
dealer
weed.
best friends were like, how much you move? I'm like, 10 pounds. It took me a week. They're like, you just did 3 bricks.
Yeah.
Like, and I put them on.
Right.
I put all my boys on. I put everybody. I've been putting people on since I came outside. You heard? You know what I mean?
I heard.
So when I'm linked with my boys in Baltimore with the weed, they're like, look.
The reason I'm going over this segment, I want to make this clear. Fair YouTube usage. The reason why I'm going over this segment, a lot of things like people it picked up on, Frank Boo, Keish, Phoenix, and them talking, the cowboy insignia. We are the original cowboys. Down here, my uncles and them do this every summer in Dublin, North Carolina. They bring the horses out for the kids. I mean, this is actual facts. I got family members that if you play with them I got uncles that got horses. You know what I'm saying? If you walk up to a horse trail and you give a horse an apple, this is facts, and you break out, you come back like about maybe a week or 2 later. You could be totally in different attire, shades on or whatever. When that horse catch your spirit, when you close, that shit is going to run directly to you. Some of the most beautiful animals ever. That's another thing they took from us. Cowboys. Pay attention. Cowboys. They made that seem like that was them too. But I want you to pay attention to the evolution and his mindset, because that's really all facts. Everybody thought them niggas ain't getting no money. They only selling bud. It was an old school guy by the name of Panama. He lived on Schenectady and Prospect. I just tell myself I was playing ball. He's always come across the street, watching play ball. I started selling my little nickel bags of weed or whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Panama could have bought bud from anywhere. But he used to walk around. He used to walk right down Prospect. Make a right. Come right to my building or Utica Park Place. Give me 2 nickels. Give me 2 nickels, my friend. And now I understand why he used to come to me. Because he respected me, and certain things that he showed me, I didn't even understand I was going to have to pick up on. But he told me some of the deepest shit. I was selling bud, allegedly, and selling crack, allegedly, and selling heroin, allegedly. And he was like, yo, leave them 2 things alone. I'm like, nigga, I don't give a fuck what you talking about, nigga. I'm getting this money, Panama. He said, listen to me. The heroin, he said, the crack, leave it alone. It's too risky. Bring too much violence. He said, it's too risky. It brings too much violence. He said, it destroys people. At that particular time, I wasn't hearing what he was saying, but it absorbed like a sponge. But this is the part that turned my whole mindset on focusing on what he said. He said, move the herb. Standing right here on this corner. Standing right here on this corner. He said, move the herb. I'm like, Panama, why you keep, like, this is something that he used to just constantly say to me. So one day I'm like, yo, Panama, why you keep talking to me about just keep selling bud, man? He said, you smoke weed? I said, yes. He said, mailman, smoke weed. He said, policeman, smoke weed. He said, stick-up kids, smoke weed. School teachers, smoke weed. Bus drivers, smoke weed. Crossing guards, smoke weed. Grocery store owners, smoke weed. Electricians, smoke weed. Musicians, smoke weed. Teachers, smoke weed. What the fuck you keep talking about everybody smoking weed? He said, that's the future. He ain't here no more. The man told me 100,000 years ago that if you stayed on a journey of marijuana, it would be rewarded. Let's get back into Sheist BUBZ.
Come on, we're going to Texas. So when we get out there, we with the Jamaicans. Right?
Where in Texas?
Houston.
Okay.
So we go out there, and the Jamaicans automatically took a liking to me. They're like, West Indian kid.
Right.
He's well-spoken. He's well-mannered. He's not.
Now, this is something we also came up with, knowing in Brooklyn, because of the high volume and the influence of West Indian cultures. I got 100,000 friends from Yard. But pay attention to what he said about West Indian people and their logic on life. I didn't even know he was Jamaican, part Jamaican.
He's not like stupid. You know what I mean? And West Indians are very on some like, you have to have common sense.
Right.
And I had a lot of common sense.
Right.
And then I'm with some gangsters. I'm not with no like, I'm with the dude, right, who basically started the Crips in New York City. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. Like when OG Mac had the Bloods, my man was in the newspaper every day going to war with this dude. You dig what I'm saying though? Like for real, like that's who I'm with out in Baltimore.
Why Houston? Because you guys had a connect there?
Yeah, so our Jamaicans is out here and they getting the weed from the Mexicans.
I see.
Thousands of pounds, right? So when I get there, they're like, yo, leave him, leave. They call me Indio. They was like, oh, because my boys hated the name Sheist. They was like, why is your name Sheist? They was like, you fly, get money. You're not Sheisty.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I'm a Sheist detector.
I see.
Like, I detect the Sheisty.
Yo, I want everybody in here to listen to what he said when they asked him, why did they call him Sheist BUBZ? I just want everybody to focus on, I want everybody to do me a favor and focus on the response. The shit made my hair raise up on my arm. Sound like he was talking, like I swear to God, it sounded like he was talking about me. Yo, I swear to God, listen to me, yo. Yo, Frank, yo, Keisha, listen to what this nigga say, yo. Listen to what this nigga say about why he called himself Sheist BUBZ. I think this is the most impactful part right here, the Jews. Listen.
Because my boys hated the name Sheist. They was like, why is your name Sheist? They was like, you fly, get money. You're not Sheisty.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I'm a Sheist detector.
I see.
Like, I detect the Sheisty. I could tell who's who. Because my understanding of the word of God lets me radar people as far as, are they a good person? Are they?
People don't get that shit. They don't get what he just said.
I'm like, yeah, I'm a Sheist detector.
I see.
Like, I detect the Sheisty. I could tell who's who. Because my understanding of the word of God lets me radar people as far as, are they a good person? Are they not? And what are they responsible for? And what are they not responsible for? As far as understanding certain things. So if I know you're a street dude and you don't really got golly guidance, I know how to deal with you. I know how to deal with you.
It's helpful when you're in the streets.
Yeah. And those who are, which a lot of them are, like the successful ones do have that.
Yeah.
Because they have the understanding that like you can't play both sides of the fence. It's either you're serving God or you're on the other side going hard and doing whatever you want to do.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And that becomes the whole like that fork in the road of consciousness of how people move and how they think, no matter what religion you're in. Because you could grow up Jewish and be like,
that right there, I'm dead serious. I've been saying this on YouTube from day one. This is real shit right here. You can't play both sides if you fuck with God. I was talking to an individual about some shit that he was feeling. You know what I'm saying? And who I am, I just said to him, you do know who you proclaim to be. Because he told me he was God. He even brought forth by proof that he was God. But his actions were shaitan. So when I spoke to him about it, he said to me, But. And we all know what the word but brings forth. Rain, sleet, hail, and storm. So when I heard him go into his connection with the Most High, it just made me think, because you got to have that shit. You got to have that shit.
Have all these thoughts. Yeah. It doesn't matter what religion. Anyone could just drift off with trying to blend in and be sociably acceptable. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. In their own space. Not even like they're trying to fit in nowhere. It's like, who are you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That really served.
Comes the whole like that fork in the road of consciousness of how people move and how they think, no matter what religion you're in. Because you could grow up Jewish and be like, have all these thoughts. Yeah. It doesn't matter what religion. Anyone could just drift off with trying to blend in and be sociably acceptable. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. In their own space, not even like they're trying to fit in nowhere. It's like, who are you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That really served you.
Yeah, and then you learn all these things about the past, and it's like, as the future goes on, you're like, you've been brainwashed. It's like, a lot of these things are lies, or they're just premonitions of the time. They're not things that continue on the same. Mm. You dig what I'm saying?
100%.
So when we were out there, basically they took a liking to me. They were like, yo, Indy will stay out here with us. Mm-hmm. My man was like, for what? Like, stay out here for what? It's like, nah, we want him to work with us. Mm. Like, we want him to be on our team. Like, because I will go, I'll come down there with like, my man was like, yo, bring an ID. I went down there like, times, like 15 times.
Down to Mexico?
No, to Houston.
Okay.
So they were like, after the first trip, they was like, yo, when you go back to New York, go get like 10 fake IDs. I was like, all right. I came back down there with the IDs and they put me to work. They was like, go to Western Union. My man gonna drive you. Just go to all these Western Unions and pick up this money. Here's the slips with the names. And word the mother, I go pick up the money. I get my percentage off of all the money I pick.
That nigga said Western Union. OG Bobby, I see you, beloved. That nigga said Western Union.
Of every joint I pick up, I get paid, right? So I was like, this is sweet. Right?
Just a bag man.
Then they be like, the Mexicans that come through, they drop off like 5,000 pounds. Mm-hmm. They be like, yo, break those down. Me and two other dudes, another Jamaican dude and my other man. They be like, my other man was with us too. They be like, yo, break those into 100 blocks. This is Rikers Island. I'm on Rikers Island. Like, and basically,
yo, this nigga said they told him and another nigga to break down 5,000 pounds in 100 blocks. But the most impactful part, like I said, of that show that I picked up is his ability to see the fuckery. And his ability to know how to deal with the shit. He said, you got to learn how to deal with certain people. And my grandmother told me that. He said, you got to understand certain people. My grandmother told me everybody just wasn't raised the same. Everybody wasn't raised with the same morale. Everybody wasn't raised with the same family values. Everybody wasn't raised in a healthy environment, even if it was some toxicity in the shit. Because we all had our old toxic moments with our family members. They done argued and screamed and hollered and all that shit because everybody in here got a domestic violence report before motherfucking it was even something called domestic violence. If your moms came in the crib, bugging out, flipping because your pops was in the street running around, unfortunately, the mothers, I done seen some shit, man. That's all I can say, man. I can't even get into it. I done seen some shit. For real. But that detection, like he said, before I get out of here, I'm going to tell y'all something. It was some shit that happened in my job. And they were speaking about a person of importance. Well, not of importance. Not of the importance of the importance. You know what I'm saying? Not of the importance. He got a little importance, but not of his, Anyway, make a long story short, they said that certain decisions that he has made with the department that he is overlooking was completely wrong. And some people feel as though it might have been based on ethnicity, favoritism. I like to say that besides racism. Ethnicity, favoritism. That's my way of saying racism. It sounds better. Because of ethnicity, you know what I'm saying? Make a long story short, one of the people that's under him is complaining about is their leadership and feels as though it's unfit. And they're so adamant about proclaiming how disgusted they're with their leadership. And then I spoke to the person and I said, well, how could you work for someone like that? Now, the company I deal with, we deal with poultry. And you could still be in the same area, in the same department, but maybe of a more strenuous work title. Pay attention to this. Maybe a more strenuous work title. And on top of that, a drastic pay drop. See, the selling the soul and the switching both sides goes everywhere. Some people said, I'm not going to lose that money. But you're losing your soul every check you get. See, you can sell your soul at a legal job. Selling your soul doesn't have anything to do with just narcotics, prostitution, gambling, et cetera, alcohol, fake religion. It's a bunch of ways you can sell your soul. But a lot of people feel as though they have to have that money. And I was always told, and I didn't believe it, but I understand it and overstand it now. If God is blessing you, why would he or she stop because of some money if he always made a way for you? So that's something I want everybody to think about, because I'm doing a show tonight called Sell Your Soul. Everybody's talking about the movie Sinners. All right, let me ask something. Before I talk, did anybody in here know, has anybody in here seen the movie Sinner? This is some deep shit. I haven't even seen the whole movie. I've seen the preview and checked on the transcript. But the sad part about it is I did a show on what the basic of this movie is about months ago, maybe a year. But do anybody know the concept of the movie Sinners? Because I want y'all tuned in tonight. I'm going to cook for this one. Anybody seen the movie Sinners? Because I keep hearing everybody tell me that they're finally glad that they're going to see a vampire movie with black people. That's a fact, Keish. What does it profit to a man to gain the world but lose his soul? I'm real adamant on that shit. I'd rather be fucked up in the street. Like I said, my man looked at me like I was crazy. I'd rather walk from here to Brooklyn. I'd rather walk from North Carolina to Brooklyn with somebody I got respect for before I ride in the car from here to, say, to McDonald's with somebody I don't. That's a fact. May sound ignorant, may sound stupid. That's just who I am. But the movie Sinners is about a show I did pertaining to the man, the first black man that mysteriously died at the age of 27. It's only 2 photos of him alive, about a man, a guitarist by the name of Robert Johnson. Y'all don't remember that? When I did the movie, when I did the show on Crossroads? Remember the movie? Okay, pay attention. Pay attention. This shit may be crazy. It might jump up on you. I ain't gonna keep you all day. If you watch the movie Crossroads, the little dude from Karate Kid, what is it? Ralph Macchio? Huh? Ralph Macchio? That's his name? That's a fact, dog. Watch the movie Crossroads. Ralph Macchio was working in an old folks' home with people that had mental ailments. It had been locked away from society, deemed to be crazy. This man is sitting up in a nursing home, old, disgruntled, and can't escape. They're holding them like prisoners. Ralph Macchio starts talking to him about a blind man Johnson. The man he was talking to him about was the man that was in the old folks' home, and Ralph Macchio helped him escape. Remember? And they went back to Louisiana. He said they had to go back to Louisiana to the crossroads. He said that's where he met the devil and sold his soul. If you watch the movie Sinners, pay attention. There's a scene where a somewhat not maybe favorably of an attractive, naive black man set in the old country time appeared at a crossroad, and a beautiful woman, fair-skinned, pretty hair, beautiful dress, silhouette amazing, decides to walk up on him and ask him all his desires. The story is based on Robert Johnson. So he looked upon her and said, I want you to make me the greatest guitar ever. Her eyes twinkled and turned red. That somewhat hypnotically froze him. She lured towards him, starts kissing him, and the segment goes off. That was the devil, man. See, they say the devil comes to you in the form of what you truly desire and want to attract you and steer you away from God. If you pay attention, you can go look at the preview. Like I said, and not particularly a favorably attractive young man, especially his attire, and especially a woman of that caliber, pay attention, at that particular time, in them days, would even be attracted to him, just appeared at the crossroads. Did y'all know they said that they had to have a ritual? They had to perform a spiritual ritual in the area that this movie was filmed at? Pay attention. It's two pictures of this man. And they always say, mysteriously, he died of a mysterious death at 27 years old. It's just like YouTube. It's more than one way to sell your soul. Y'all have a blessed day. And make sure y'all pull up later on tonight, because we're going to talk. Let's go.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? It's knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists, has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?